Okay. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Known Classic. It's episode number 3012, Doubleshot number 2906. Still not heard anything from them yet. So, for this particular episode, we're discussing issues from Punisher Warzone 37 to 40, along with Deathlok, Demolisher, Complete Collection Tribute Bag. 37 is all about Max, Punisher's dog. And it's the second to last issue of this book, written by Chuck Dixon. He would write the final issue of this line, but not the in between three issues. Nope, that's about Stephen Graham. Now, pretty much in a way, this is an early appearance. It's just basically kind of like a little backstory of like just story focus on Max, Punisher's dog. Of course, the artwork here is done by Mark Textra, and here's something interesting. The coloring for this book is done by Jim Starlin. You're thinking, wait a minute, the guy who created Thanos does the coloring? Yeah, he does the coloring. Right, interesting. And that's really all this is. It's a story about Punisher's dog, Max. And there's stuff going, aside from the stuff, it's basically just a story about him. It's a really good story. Next up we have is issues 38 to 40. What's three-part known as Dark Judgment. Written by Stephen Grant, art by Joe Herbert. By Punisher's outfit in these issues is this wacky outfit here. The trench coat, which is blue here. And the boots, which are blue. Well, it's all the color anyways. Mostly it's a standard Punisher story where he's out to kill a bunch of thugs. And the way this book feels, these issues feel like it's like Punisher gets like a package. Of course, Punisher's killing random gangsters like via car bomb, because that's what Punisher does. And okay, I love the covers for these issues. Yeah, I think the covers go away, please. I think the covers for these issues are really good. I love these issues. So, part 2 of the story is just Punisher in the woods. Well, there was other guy. He's like going on a hunt for him. It's like he's looking for a serial killer. We see people getting killed. Not gonna Punisher look like we have a copycat here. We see his mysterious woman. She's about to be killed by a guy with a gentleman's cane. And then he's confronted by the Punisher. The Punisher is arrested. Yes, he's arrested. Again. Yeah, and the guy who tried to assassinate is in fact the fucking judge. Yeah, so the serial killer is a crooked judge. I'm like, that's a bit different from Punisher. Yeah, and so basically the guy who's supposed to walk him up, he escapes. The guy thinks, oh, because he's a judge, he can do anything he wants. Does Punisher go after him? Oh, yes, he does. He beats the crap out of him. And then he proceeds to shove him off a building. And that's it. Good issues. I give these issues roughly 9 out of 10. Next time talking about the Punisher will be the Countdown crossover. Which will end Punisher Volume 2, and the first volume is Punisher War Journal and Warzone. Next up we have is Deathlok, the Demolisher, the Complete Collection. It's not book 1, it's not book 1 of whatever. It's like his entire era. This is the Luther Manning Deathlok. This book collects Astonishing Tales 25-28, 30-36, Marvel Spotlight 33, Marvel Team 46, Marvel 201, 2754, and Captain America, issues 286 to 288. So, we have Rich Buckler. He writes and draws pretty much all the Astonishing Tales stories. He's the one practically created the character. Doug Moak, he actually co-writes one of the stories in here. We also writing here by Bill Menslow, Jay Matias, and Mike Sick. Basically, Deathlok anyways, is basically from the alternate year of 1990, where he's in the future, where he's after a war happening, and the whole thing is he's he's basically going to be a mercenary, and this general really wants him to do stuff for it. He's like, nope, he wants him free, and basically he ends up fighting the general like it's going to his goons with this whole thing. Eventually finding the general himself, who's become a cyborg, and the general's eliminated by the end of the story. Now, why isn't 29 here? 29 is a reprint. Yes. As Marvel 33, that's basically Deathlok in space fighting Skull the Slayer. Actually, it's Devil Slayer. Really interesting issue. Marvel Team 46. That was part of a storyline in Marvel Team Up where Spider-Man's trying to go back to the present, but he ends up in the future, and he has a team with Deathlok, and then he goes back to the present. After 27, 50, 52, 54, excuse me, Deathlok has a team with the Thing, and then 54 is a follow-up issue where they're supposed to kill off Deathlok, but then he comes back in Captain America, where he teams with Captain America himself, and that's it. That's kind of what happens over the course of this whole trade here. Is there anything else for this particular character? Like, any appearances by the guy? Like, after this issue? Well, other than himself. So the way it works is that the team issue by the way, the Astonishing Tales issue are actually really good. I think it was it may have been Bill Menslow who wrote this issue of Marvel Team Up. Yeah, Bill Menslow wrote it. And so basically, this is just after the Astonishing Tales, like the final story for that one. So it's like, well, the story itself is continued over in this is when the story ended. We moved over to Marvel 33, which was, well, it was the first appearance of Devil Slayer, who became a member of the Defenders. David Kraft wrote the story. Yes. And Rich Buckler did the artwork. I think it was like in between some panels in issue 26. And then, of course, you have the issue 20. Well, now, what goes on 54? Well, basically, Deathlok is sent to kill the Thing in that issue. By the way, Marv Wolfman writes the Marvel 227. Yeah, basically, he's brought into issue 54 to try to kill the Thing. And then he's killed by Quasar. Yeah. He also put an issue of Defenders, which is not collecting this trade here. So after appearing in issue 34, Robert Toon 1, he did appear in an issue for more fanfare, which for some reason he decided not to collect this trade. I might discuss this at a point. I think like Captain America 280 was supposed to be like kind of in a way a finale for the whole Deathlok stuff. Yeah, that's what it's pretty much supposed to be. Yeah, he does make appearances after this, yes. And his last appearance being the 50th anniversary special. But mostly put, that's what it's like you can kind of say that so I think like 54 was a Deathlok robot. Yeah, so it's not the regular guy. I think they changed to a robot purely because basically it was a retcon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get to Deathlok. Don't worry about that. So, but in the case of this guy here, the only kind of story I have to go for him is basically his more fanfare issue. Yeah, I'd say like the only solo story for him left, which is probably just the Mar fanfare issue, which is actually not in this trade. He also has appeared in the Paradise X stuff and All New Invaders. Yeah, but in the case of his main story, yeah, he's done. He's completely done. Mm-hmm. But so, next talk about Deathlok will be, well, obviously the Mar fanfare issue and the very first volume for Deathlok. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, and the thing with that one, it's pretty much his replacement. It's a more familiar version of the character. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be discussing that Deathlok another time. Yep. But yeah, this particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Well, next up is basically going to be Bleach. Okay? Next video. Bye.